Aston Martin has taken some impressive steps over the past few months, and with the latest developments involving Red Bull and Max Verstappen, it seems there might be an opportunity for the three-time world champion to eventually join the Silverstone-based team. After Helmut Marko's recent remarks regarding Verstappen's future with Red Bull, is it possible we could see Max leave the Austrian team sooner than expected? And more importantly, has Aston Martin done enough to entice Max into making such a move? The question now is whether Aston Martin has what it takes to convince Verstappen to sign on from 2026 onwards. While Max is currently committed to helping Red Bull resolve their issues for 2024 and 2025, his long-term future remains highly uncertain. Helmut Marko's provocative comments have once again brought the situation into the spotlight. Even though many may not see him as the primary voice on matters within the Austrian team, we are well aware of how close Marko is to both Jos and Max Verstappen. In discussing the future of the three-time world champion, Marko commented, "Max races where he can win. Aston Martin has the most advanced facilities, their wind tunnel will be operational next year, and they'll also have Honda engines. Everything is falling into place. If you look at history, wherever Adrian Newey has gone, success followed. I don't see why Aston Martin would be any different." Max knows this, and he understands that he could win championships with them, provided they succeed in their current world championship. Whether people like it or not, the situation at Aston Martin is increasingly promising for Max to join them in the near future. The new wind tunnel, along with the cutting-edge facilities at Silverstone, have made the team quite appealing to talent like Newey, Andy Cowell, and Enrico Cardile. On the flip side, Red Bull's facilities are becoming outdated. The wind tunnel they currently use is over 70 years old. While Red Bull is developing a new one in Milton Keynes, alongside their in-house powertrain division, there's still a significant gap between what they're testing and what actually makes it to the track. Although Verstappen has committed to Red Bull for the remainder of 2024 and all of 2025, the three-time world champion has admitted he must consider the long-term future of his career if the current situation doesn't improve. When asked about the potential of joining Aston Martin, he said, "I have other concerns right now that I'm focused on and working through, so maybe that's something to think about in the future, but not now. Adrian and I have a great relationship. I even messaged him when the news broke, though I already knew it was happening. I'm happy for him. It's a new challenge, and I've always said I would have loved for him to stay. But sometimes you can't change these things. You just have to be excited for those seeking new challenges." Max also acknowledged Lawrence Stroll's relentless drive to make Aston Martin a success, so it's understandable why he'd want Adrian Newey on his side. Comparing this to Hamilton's situation with Ferrari, we see how crucial it was for Hamilton that someone, in this case, Loic Serra, joined the Maranello team before he made his decision. Newey's decision to join Aston Martin isn't driven purely by financial incentives, though it's a factor. It's more about Lawrence Stroll's deep involvement in the team's day-to-day operations, which reminds Newey of the old-school atmosphere during the peak of his career. This is certainly something Newey might highlight to Max if the opportunity for Max to leave Red Bull arises after 2026. However, Aston Martin would also need to reassess their driver lineup. It remains unclear who will be the second driver once the new regulations take effect. Alonso has made it clear that he intends to stay with Aston Martin beyond 2026, whether that's in Formula One or other categories the team might explore. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll hasn't demonstrated enough potential to lead a team, let alone be Verstappen's teammate and assert himself as the leader of Aston Martin. If Aston Martin decides to bring Verstappen into the new regulatory era, it's likely he would become the team's main driver. Engineers like Newey insist on working with stable drivers. The combined feedback of Alonso and Verstappen at the Silverstone factory would carry much more weight compared to that of Lance and Max. This might lead Lawrence Stroll to have a difficult conversation with his son and possibly reassign him to other racing categories because, as a businessman, tough decisions are necessary to achieve long-term success. This is something that would need to be addressed if Verstappen joins Aston Martin. However, it's clear that Aston Martin now leads the race to sign Max if he decides Red Bull no longer meets his expectations. The rumors of Max joining Aston Martin have also been fueled by team principal Mike Crack, who recently stated that his team's entire project had been built around Lance Stroll just a few months ago. Crack praised Lance for his technical feedback to the engineers at the factory, but also mentioned that the door for Verstappen is always open. Crack further said, "I think Newey's signing will make a difference for everyone, starting with the staff. Signing Adrian Newey proves that this project is credible. That Lawrence's vision is more than just talk, it's being put into action. This gives the team confidence. We're no longer seen as underdogs like we were in the past, and the door for Max Verstappen is open to every team, including ours." Verstappen's dominance in the first 5 races of the season and victories in races like Canada, where he felt he shouldn't have won, have left him 62 points ahead of Lando Norris in second place. However, this lead could shrink after the upcoming races in Baku and Singapore. Verstappen has pointed out that the car's issues can't be fixed quickly, which is why he's been pushing the engineers to address the stability problems that have affected the car's performance. Jos Verstappen echoed these sentiments, revealing that Max had already mentioned the car's balance issues early in the season. However, it wasn't taken seriously at the time. Now, with the updates failing to meet expectations, the team has stagnated while others have made significant strides. Standing still is falling behind in Formula One. The next few races are close together, and it seems the team hasn't found a solution yet. Sergio Perez's statement that both he and Max are struggling with the same issues with the RB20 only highlights the work that needs to be done. As Max mentioned, this isn't a problem that can be fixed overnight due to the scale of the issues. There's a growing sense that Max might lose faith in Red Bull's engineers, similar to how Lewis Hamilton did with Mercedes. This could drive Max to seek a new team, one that values his input more than Red Bull does. All of this adds excitement to the future of Formula One. What we must keep an eye on is Red Bull's performance in 2024 and 2025, as it will greatly impact where Max ends up in the next regulatory era. The opportunity to work with Honda and Newey again may be too tempting to pass up, especially if Red Bull's inexperience in building engines affects their power unit. With all this in mind, do you think Verstappen could join Aston Martin soon? And if he does, would it impact his career negatively? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And once you've shared your views, check out the video currently appearing on your screen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.